It's no secret this is going to be a big game for Jackson this weekend.
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the boog, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie Five.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie Five, and we are ready to get after it. I got my man, Reese Dismukes. It's our Tuesday morning, not going to call it Tuesday morning quarterback, but it's our Tuesday morning review. How about that with Reese Dismukes? And we're going to break down what it's like for a quarterback to go back to a school they transferred from. Reese has a little bit of experience with that. We're going to talk about that as well as offensive line grades. Got a little bit better in pass pro from last week to this past week. The luxury of having too tall, and then we're also just going to look ahead to the Oklahoma game this weekend. Before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to Rowback.com. Use coupon code BARN20 to take 20% off your order. I got my Rowback hoodie on right now. I probably wear it way too much, but it's super comfy and I dig it. A lot of other Auburn licensed apparel as well. Save big, show them some love. It's rowback.com. Reese, my man, I don't know if you know this. Not many people know this, but Jackson Arnold played at Oklahoma last year. And we're actually going to play Oklahoma, and people are talking about it.
I think everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, obviously, it's going to be the biggest storyline of this weekend. I think the biggest thing that everybody is concerned with, they're like, what do you do? How do you not get overhyped for something like that? Like, can you get too jacked up to go back and play against a former team or something like that? Y'all didn't really have the transfer portal when you played, but you did have our boy Nick Marshall, who played. I think the first year you played Georgia at home. I know he was probably pretty jacked up for that one. And then the second year y'all went to Georgia. How did you is there anything you can kind of glean as far as a teammate goes, like how you pick your guy up and just kind of keep him grounded?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, I think you kind of turned into a positive, you know. I mean, if you're him, it's a way to one, be more familiar with your opponent. You know, you kind of know what you get, so you kind of have a little more insight to kind of what you're going up against. So if anything, it kind of helps you, you know, hey guys, here's what we're stepping into type situation. I mean, Nick was not really, he wasn't too vocal, of a guy. So, I mean, Jackson comes across to me as being more of a vocal, being one that's going to be more, you know, hey, we need to get this one. If anything, do it for me type situation. So I think he probably turns it into that. You know, using it as a positive. Going back, hey, here's what we're going to be dealing with. The stadium's loud. You know, here's and then as a unit, you know, I mean, as an offensive line, I mean, your quarterback kind of puts it on you. Hey, hey, let's go in here and, you know, kick their ass. Do it for me. I'm sure these guys are going to be ready to get into SEC play after I guess. I mean, South Alabama was a better football team than Ball State, but you know, it's time to get to business type situation.
Yeah, dude, time to buckle it up. It's big boy football now.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say we had, you know, Corey Grant was also another one that was like, hey, I want to beat Alabama. You know, I mean, it was personal for those guys. So I mean, this is going to be personal for him. I mean, the big thing for those guys is, hey, do what we do, right? I mean, but I would say the O-line's going to be blocking harder for them. The receivers are going to be catching better for them. I mean, the runners are going to be running harder for them. I mean, it just kind of gives you more bulletin board material going into the week.
You know, I haven't even really thought about that aspect of it, and that's actually really, really insightful because, when Jackson seems like he's kind of come in and won the respect of the room, I think those guys would Is going to be a little bit of extra fire. Hey, let's go do this for Jackson. I haven't really thought about that perspective. Did y'all kind of feel that way? I mean, you mentioned y'all kind of felt that way for Corey and for Nick when y'all had those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, that's not like you're obviously going there to do a job, but I mean, it
Sure.
just made it that much sweeter when you got it done.
Oh, for sure. And y'all did that in 2013 for sure. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
You kind of got both of them back to back. That's really cool. So Norman is not typically an easy place to play. I had this thought before, and I want to get your take on it. So there's tough stadiums everywhere.
Hmm.
You guys, you go to LSU, that's a tough place to play. Obviously, go to Tuscaloosa. Auburn's never been to Norman, and Norman's a tough place to be. But sometimes when you go to a place often, you get in your own head, I feel like Auburn
Yeah.
did that in Baton Rouge a lot. Like we go there and it's like in our head, we got to get the monkey off our back. Does Auburn have a little bit of an advantage, you think? Like you're going to Norman for the first time, so you really don't know what to expect. So it's like it's not that intimidating yet because you don't have any experience with it. Am I way off there?
No, I mean, I think back to kind of going to like Kansas State, I want to say
Yeah.
my senior year on a Thursday night or Friday night, one of those. But I mean, you can definitely get it in your head. I think when you have a good football team, it doesn't really matter. I mean, playing in the SEC, and winning on the road, I mean, there's nothing more special
Yeah.
than going on the road across the country and with your boys, and that's you know, yeah, I mean, that's a tough thing. I mean, you're gonna have however many people the stadium holds. I mean, you're probably I don't know what the Oklahoma fans are like, but I know they're pretty spiritual about their program. So I imagine there'll be a few middle fingers, maybe some women flashing you if you're lucky, rolling into the stadium. But
Wait, does that
I'm sure
happen? That's a
that
thing? I thought you Oh, man.
especially rolling into Baton Rouge,
Oh, yeah.
you know. But I mean,
That'd get me fired
Oklahoma,
up.
yeah, no, I mean, hell, there's look, my favorite place to play was Tuscaloosa because when you rolled in there, I mean, that was 101,000 that hated you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and nothing gets your piss hot or your blood warm like
Yeah.
101,000 people screaming "F you."
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
I mean, but I would imagine that it'll be a cool experience. I would imagine some of our staff has probably been there. I mean, Coach Grimes with us used to give us, especially the first time we went to A&M, just the history of the program and how A&M's fans never booed you and just how respectful it was and just the
Lame.
tradition of the program. Yeah, I mean, they got the yell leaders. So, I mean, yeah, I
That's
mean, it
there's
all.
nothing more there's nothing least intimidating than the yell leaders.
Yeah, yeah, no, it is. I haven't played there since, or I didn't play there after they did the addition down there. But I mean, I would imagine these guys will one, they'll get the insight from Jackson and probably some people on the staff, and if anything, I mean, they're when you go on the road in the SEC, they're all tough to play in. I'm sure it's going to be loud, and it's a night game, right?
No, it's 2:30, so that's another
Two
advantage.
thirty. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
2:30.
Like, it won't
Hopefully,
even be dark at all, I would imagine. It'll be very close to dark, but I think the game will be over still so
what's the
I think
weather like up there? Is it a little cooler up there yet?
I great question. I would imagine it's probably a little bit cooler, but I don't think it's gonna be just like it ain't gonna be like 20 or 30 degrees,
Yeah, it may be
cooler.
drier up there in Oklahoma though, just because
Good
there
point.
might not be as much humidity. So I imagine it'll feel good football weather, which is nice.
Looks like a high of 83 and a 45% chance of rain. So
Ooh,
I
that's
think that helps us, doesn't it? If it were to be a little bit sloppy, I think that helps. I feel like we
yeah,
run that helps. That's a big time advantage for Auburn.
yeah. I mean, I haven't even really looked at Oklahoma and what they do. But
They
yeah, I
throw it a
mean,
bunch and they don't run it a bunch. How about that?
well, yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, I like our chances even more.
Yeah. What's the toughest stadium to play in the SEC?
Ooh. Um, I mean, probably Tuscaloosa, I would think.
Really?
I mean, Georgia had our number over there. I mean, it was Georgia, the people are just very rude. I mean, they family got spit on. I mean, it was awful.
Gross.
Yeah, I'd never
Barked
go
at
back.
by grown people.
Yeah, I mean, my grandfather was an All-American swimmer at Georgia, and my mom got spit on over there, and we'll never go back. So,
Oh, wow.
um, yeah, I mean, it's but I mean, every place has their bad fans. So,
Sure.
yeah, no, the worst part about Alabama was they put our parents up in the nosebleeds with the Texas band.
Yeah.
I mean, that was ridiculous. And then Auburn, we give the families of the players right there down in the lower, I guess what the new scoreboard corner. I mean,
Yeah, we gotta change that. Let's stick them up in the
yeah, I
stick them up
think
in the
you
sky.
you give a little reverse treatment there. We
Exactly.
give what you get.
Exactly. Exactly. We're gonna talk
Clemson
offensive line.
was tough too. Clemson
Where?
was tough. Clemson was tough. Kansas State was tough. I mean, those road stadiums. I mean, hell, Kansas State before the game, they like ride around on Harleys.
I was there at that game. That was
Yeah,
crazy. They circled
that
the
was
whole stadium with Harleys. That was
that was a
wild.
little loud as shit.
They were fired up. They had Bill Snyder on
Life
like
support.
like puppets. Like he was like a pup being. No, I'm kidding. No, obviously he's a legend.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk offensive line here in just a second. We'll be back right after this. Last week, you were pretty critical on the offensive line. They were missing certain things that they just really didn't need to be missing if they're going to be a really good unit. I thought they really turned it around from week to week against a little bit tougher competition.
I don't know if I was that critical.
No, not that critical, but you did point out some things that definitely needed to be addressed. I think picking up twists and just like a lot of basic
Yeah.
stuff, getting overextended a few times on a pass rush set, and then they seem to really have it dialed in against South Alabama. Just get your thoughts on the offensive line play from week to week.
Yeah, I think they improved in the pass protection. I mean, the pass protection
Yes.
looked good. I think South brought a few blitzes at times that Jackson was getting the ball out. I think overall pass game there was a few drops that we would have liked to
Yeah.
have back, and maybe thrown into double coverage a few times. I mean, I didn't. One thing about South is it seemed like we were getting kind of beat up on the edge a little more than I would have liked, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe you don't like to see Jackson running people over with his shoulder against South Alabama. But
Yeah.
if I could be critical of anything, but as far as the unit, I mean, the first half, other than that 3 and out, they were crisp. I mean, it was clean, crisp, controlled the clock. The second half, it looked like they were shifting down to a bare front, which is center and both guards covered. And then when they get in that, they'll kind of like they were twisting us on some rundowns that kind of got us off where we were going, kind of picked us. I know Connor got picked on one of the pass protections. He got picked, and there's really nothing he could do.
What does that
Then
mean? What does that mean?
really, so like, say you're blocking a guy, and then this guy, say the guard's covered, you're setting on a guy, and then they say they got a twist game. Well, the guy who's on the guard hits your hip, the center's hip, and if you end up on different levels, then the guy who's on the center goes around, and you really, really nothing you can do about it. So, I mean, when you're doing play action, typically the pass protection is aggressive. So then again, the ball should be getting out quick.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that type of protection, the way to defeat a twist is to get back and let it kind of play out in front of you. But when you have play action protection, is typically aggressive because it's 1, 2, 3-step drops, balls out. Then say the first read's not there, then we go to you're picked, and now the quarterback's running. So it's
Okay.
really not on the offensive line, but it did get us once or twice in the run game, but it looked like maybe we were trying to work the edge game a little more in the run. And I know with Singleton going out, it looked like Payne came in, kind of took on that role. And
Yeah.
South Alabama's got some good players. I think that looking at what Tulane did against Duke, I think that kind of
Smoked them.
gives you a little more to how
Idea of how good
physical.
they are.
Yeah, exactly. So, as far as the offensive line, I mean, I thought they, it's from an effort standpoint, you play a South Alabama, you want to get out there, you want to get on them early. We did that. Other than that one drive, I mean, fourth down, 3 for 3. I mean, you'd like to not see us in a fourth down, against an Oklahoma. Are we going for all those? Probably not, maybe
Yeah.
punting. So, I'm sure, with the passing game, it looks like that we could have had a few drops that we could have picked up, but I mean, all in all, I mean, from an offense, I'm sure they would have liked to have had a little cleaner second half, but
Sure.
um, South Alabama did a good job controlling the clock and
They
moving the
did, man.
football.
We only
So
had the ball twice in the second half.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, we didn't turn beautiful thing is we didn't turn the ball. We've been protecting the football,
We have.
and we've been scoring when we get in the red zone. So I like that. I like our anytime you can protect the football, win the line of scrimmage, you're gonna have a chance to win the football game. So we're not beating ourselves right now, which I think
Yeah,
is the best. And I mean the O line. I mean I thought we came out a little flat in the second half, but that's I think a tale of who we're playing. Like I'm thinking, looking at the team. I mean these guys are definitely ready to play some competitive football. Not that South wasn't competitive, but you could kind of see a difference in the second half when we came out like, hey, we're up 28 to 9 or whatever it is. Like we can easily run the football on them at will. And I mean, Jeremiah Wright was pancaking dudes on 10 yards down the
10,
field. I
15
mean,
yards down the field.
yeah. So I mean, it we were doing whatever we wanted. I mean, I think obviously anytime you see that twist stuff, you see shifts, I mean, and you handle it well or maybe not so well. I mean, you it's something like from last week to this week that you can improve on and
Yeah,
maybe do a little different technique when you know you're getting that in the future, and how you can, possibly not maybe get picked or whatnot. So definitely stuff still to work on, but all in all, I mean, great performance.
for sure. For sure. Too tall is not, he's your first guy off the bench. Xavier Miller. He's played in every game, hasn't played super significant snaps, but he's able to play left guard and right guard when needed.
And he played tackle last year,
And he
right?
played right tackle last year. Is that as big a luxury as I think it is, or am I maybe overplaying how big of a deal he is to this offensive line to have a guy that's starter level clearly that can come off the bench and play both sides in on the interior, and you don't feel a drop off, keep guys fresh. If you bang a knee and you need a couple of snaps off, you can bring a guy like him in. Is that as big of a luxury as I think it is?
Well, I think it's definitely something that we shouldn't take for granted.
Yeah,
I mean I mean anytime you got a guy like that that can come in, I would imagine he's probably the next guy in at all positions but center.
probably. Yeah,
Just given his past and his experience. So I think it's good that, I think that he got in some. I think Jeremiah Wright may have got hurt in the Baylor game or banged up
yeah,
a little bit, and he came in, and then I know he came in. It looked like he came in. They took Wade out and then moved
exactly.
Wright over. So I mean they've in the past I've been a little skeptical about it seemed like in years past we've done like rotating like when we're in the heat of a game, which I'm a big unity guy with the
Yeah,
offensive line and having five guys, knowing what the other one's doing. But having him is definitely something we shouldn't take for granted, and anytime we can get him reps in a game, I think it's good.
yeah,
So I mean, it's um, something we shouldn't take for granted, and
yeah.
definitely
A
it's a
bonus.
bonus. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I think the matchup to watch Saturday is Auburn's offensive line versus Oklahoma's defensive line. I think that's the matchup that will decide the game because I think, look, our defense kind of is what it is. That's a bend don't break defense. And sometimes if you can hold the big plays down and keep them to field goals, that's sort of like how this defense is designed. And maybe you'll get a turnover. Maybe you'll have a big sack that can stop a drive. But for the most part, they're going to probably be able to move the ball in between the 20s. So I'm not – that just kind of is what it is. To me, Auburn's got to be able to run the football, and Oklahoma's going to try their best to make Jackson Arnold throw the ball, I believe. I think the matchup that will decide the game is this offensive line versus their defensive line.
Well, I like our chances. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what most football games come down to is the line of scrimmage. I mean, who can control the line of scrimmage? I mean, Oklahoma's probably, you know, can we control the ball and avoid the 3 and outs? Because if they are a big play, I mean, I think we've shown on defense that, you know, we will give up the big play. You know, I feel like we didn't blitz South as much as maybe we turned it up against Ball State. I think there were a few younger pass rushers that kind of emerged, thinking back on the game, which is good. But I like you know, we've had 2 weeks against cupcakes per se, you know, non-conference opponents. Now the real work starts. You know, when I was in there, they used to say they remember what you did in November. You know, now it's become so competitive that, you know, we're almost to October, you know, halfway through. I mean, it's a gauntlet now, you know, so we gotta get first downs. We gotta control the football. I mean, our 5 guys, I mean, they've been waiting to run the football. So hopefully we can give what the defense gives us. You know, I mean, I did see like in this past game, it looked like, you know, there was a few times maybe in the second half where we didn't hand it off, and then the receiver didn't do the RPO, you know, like just busted, you know. So that type of stuff will hopefully have cleaned up, you know, and when in doubt, hand the damn ball off, you know.
Or run it yourself.
Yeah, well, that's what he did. But you know, it's look, Cobb, I imagine Austin will be back. I mean, Cobb's got some great experience over these last 2 games, and I mean, he's really got a good feel for it right now. I mean, but when you got holes the size of an 18-wheeler, I mean, it's a little difficult to screw up. But I mean, if we can continue to get movement, and I mean, I like our 5 guys up against anybody. We don't want to end up in a 3rd down long situation. You know, I think we'll see at times how well we can hold up there. But I mean, if they improve and keep doing what they did like this last game, I mean, we held up pretty well against those guys. And I can only imagine the level of play is going to be even that much greater. I mean, I was the type of guy, I mean, and even the offensive line, the teams, you kind of play up to who you're playing to at times. You know, that's the big thing with like these guys. Like in the second half, we kind of played down, you know, from an overall performance standpoint as an offense, I thought. But in the first half, it was, you know, it didn't matter who we were playing, right? So I imagine from the gate, we'll come out, you know, playing up to that level and doing whatever we need to do and taking what they give us. I mean, if they load the box, I mean, we got some gazelles that can run, and Jackson can obviously throw. So I mean, they're only getting better with their timing as we go, week by week.
Yep. I love it, man. Once again, Reese, thanks for joining us and breaking it down with us. Good stuff. We're going to do this every week. So we'll be back to break down the Oklahoma game, and then obviously look forward to Texas A&M at the same time. So, guys, I really appreciate you listening. We'll be back again soon. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safely.